Hello, a warm welcome to students of 12th class IT. Today I would like to go for your chapter 3, which is Introduction to Computer Networking. And I have chosen the subtopic of this topic, which is networking hardware. Let me first explain what is networking hardware. As you know, hardware parts are the parts of computer system which can be touched and seen, and networking hardware refers to the devices which help us to form the network. These network include cables, modems, connectors, etc. The first device is transmission media. So the connectors, modems, cables and nodes means workstations means those computers which are used in a network. These all are known as network hardware devices. I can highlight these things. Modem is there, cable is there, connectors used as connections, and nodes which are also known as workstations. These all devices which help us to form the network are known as network hardware devices. Going to transmission media. As transmission media is the media over which the data can travel. That means from one network to another network, the media over which the data can travel is known as transmission media, because it helps to transmit the data. So a medium of data is called a channel. For example, we have a media, it can be a wire through which the data travels, and this media is known as a channel also. Now there are two types of media mainly which we are using in a network, which are wired, they are also known as guided media, and wireless, which are unguided. So today I have decided to go for wired media. So wired media can be in the form of cables. You are seeing we have telephone cables, we have network cables, broadband cables, connections for our network. These all media come in the cables, and there are some types of cables which are first is twisted pair cable, another is coaxial cable, third one is fiber optic cable. So this time we will go to the first type of cable, which is twisted pair. So a twisted pair, what is twisted pair cable? It is widely used for creating small computer networks. What do you mean by small computer network? A small computer network is network. It can be within a room or within a building. Like we have in our school, the network, we have 2 labs in our school. So this can be considered as a small network. So the cables used in small networks, these contain 4 twisted pairs. In this figure, you are seeing there are 4 different types of cables. So which are covered in an outer shield, which are color coded. So for every cable you have a color, specific color, which specifies and differentiates it from the others. And here you are seeing UTP, unshielded twisted pair cables. This is UTP cable, and this is with the jacket. When a jacket is surrounding the cables, these here you are seeing the jackets. So let me go to the UTP, that means unshielded transmission cable. Yes, I would like to add that the connectors which are used to connect the cables to the computers, they are of many types, but a popular one is RJ45 connector. RJ45 connector. Now going to unshielded twisted pair cables. In this cable, individual cables are not shielded. And some of the characteristics of this cable are low cost, thin. How much thin? Its diameter is approximately 0.43 centimeters. That means less than 1 centimeter. They are flexible, we can bend them, and offer ease of initialization. That means whenever we initiate for this type of cable to start any network process, so they are very flexible and they are easy to initialize. And another thing, it can carry data up to a length of 100 meter at a stretch. That means up to the distance of 100 meters, these types of cables can take our data. Now going to shielded twisted pair. You are seeing here, first we will see the structure of this cable. You are seeing copper wire in the center, then there is insulation, some type of material which is used as insulator. This is insulation, this is copper wire, and then there is wire mesh, then there is, so after this you are seeing a wire mesh which is cover on this cable, and then there is insulation. Insulation means current cannot pass through this type of material, so that it is current free. So in shielded twisted pair, each cable pair is shielded individually, and an outer shield covers all the pairs. So shielded pair, in this cable data connectors are used to connect this cable to the computer, and here also RJ45 connectors are used. Now some of the characteristics are, it has better immunity against So going to some characteristics of this cable, it has better immunity against internal and external electromagnetic interferences. That means whenever a data travels in a wire, some external electromagnetic fields are causing the noise to distort, and which are lowering the voice quality of the network packets, that is internet data. So it has immunity, this cable has immunity, so that it is not affected by those electromagnetic interferences or radiations. And another thing is that it is expensive, and so because of its cost it is difficult to install. Now going to third type of cable, which is coax in short, and coaxial cable. It consists of two conductors. Here you are seeing in the picture we have two conductors that share a common axis, and axis is common. The inner conductor is a straight line, and the outer conductor is a shield that might be braided or a fall. That means here you are seeing cladding, this is core, and then there is a buffer, and then there is a jacket to cover the cable. Its characteristics, what are its characteristics? It can carry a data to a larger distance, that is 185 meter to 500 meter. That means it has a more data carrying capacity for larger distances, and it is not too much susceptible to the electromagnetic fields. That means electromagnetic radiations cannot affect it to much extent. It is bulkier, means thick, and less flexible, because when the size becomes bulky, then flexibility reduces. So it is not flexible, that means it cannot be bent at any angle. Then twisted pair, and it is difficult to install due to thickness and less flexibility. So under installation, the installation process of this cable is a little bit tough. And please note this picture. This is the structure of this type of cable. And going to the this type of cable, which is optical fiber. Optics you have dealt with in physics, and you know the optics deals with the light. So in this type of cable, the data travels in the form of light pulses. These are thin and long strands of glass. It is made up of glass about the thickness of human hair. As the human hair has the thickness, that much thick is this type of cable. And they are arranged in the form of bundles called optical fiber cables, and are used to transmit data through light signals over long distance. So data is traveled in the form of light packets over long distances in this optical fiber cable. This cable can be divided into three parts as per its structure is concerned. First is core, another is cladding, and third is buffer coating. Core is a thin glass rod at the center through which the light travels. Then there is cladding. It is outer optical material surrounding the core that reflects light back into the. So we can compare the wired media like cable. Parameters of the cable is data transfer rate. Data transfer rate means the rate at which the data is transferred in the cable. And then there is transfer range, means the distance over which the data is transferred. Then there is interference susceptibility, that means interference of other radiations which are present in the environment. And then there is cost of the cable. So you can compare it for twisted pair cable, coaxial cable and optical fiber cable. Here the values are given. So dear students, please go through all these types of cables and do a more deeper study from your book or even internet. And here I am winding up. Perhaps I have not included the picture of optical fiber cable, which I will be including in your PowerPoint presentation, and I will be sending it to your Google Classroom. Thank you so much. Hope that you have liked this presentation, and in future inshallah I will try to improve more on these presentations. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much.